Hey guys! Okay, so in this week's video I'm going to talk to you about the Lingchi concept of death by 1,000 cuts, and I want to reframe that with you into more of a empowering way of thinking about it. And let me just show you where I am. This beautiful, beautiful place that I love so much. So one of the reasons that I'm talking to you about this today is because it's been really prevalent for me this week. So I found that I'd said this off the cuff comment to my counsellor about the fact that I'm putting out a lot of content and some of it's doing quite well, but some of it really isn't at all. And I was saying to her, and I said it really off the cuff, I was like, it's like these micro-rejections. And she brought me back to it a bit later and she said, that sounds kind of exhausting, having these like sort of constant micro-rejections, because of course the more content I put out there, which is part and parcel of building a business online in the modern day world, getting content out there, getting yourself known. So the more I'm doing that, the more I'm opening myself to those micro-rejections. And what she said was really interesting. She talked about the fact, because she used to be a badass saleswoman before she became a counsellor, and she talked about the fact that basically so many people that she used to work with and used to know who were in sales, they would have such a short shelf life because they could only handle the rejection for so long. And she said, you know, there would be so much turnover, and the people that had been there, they were the people that could really take that rejection over that prolonged period of time. And I thought that's so interesting. It reminded me of the book and the concept I talked to you about, The Courage to Be Disliked, and the fact that we can't always be liked, and when we're not always liked, that is our route to freedom first and foremost, because if we're liked by everybody, then we're basically just being what everybody wants us to be. So that's number one. But number two, whenever I hear something like that about this is a normal thing that everybody would feel and everybody would experience, I always suddenly think, well, then I've got a choice. If I act a bit paranoid, that's because yesterday when I was here, this massive grub crawled up and got stuck on the side of my torso. And this lovely couple who were walking past had to actually get it off me because it was stuck on me. So if you see me sort of like suddenly jumping up or scribbling around, you know why. But yes, so basically thinking about this concept, if everybody is affected by this, if everybody feels that rejection, and most people in a default state will just eventually back away from that. I'm like, okay, this is interesting. So how can I respond to this? How can I consciously respond to this? And this is where it comes into the intersection with death by 1,000 cuts. And I was like, do you know what? Every single one of those rejections then is making me stronger. It's like inoculation, you know, like quite a hot topic, vaccines. You know, each little micro-rejection, instead of seeing it as something which is taking away from me, I can see it as a rep, you know, a muscle building rep that is enabling me to get stronger and is building my ability to have the success and the growth that I want. And the moment that I flipped it, that every single time I didn't get that response to the post that I put a ton of work into, or I didn't I didn't actually get any engagement with the things that I'd put out there. When I flip that now and I'm like, every single time this is making me stronger, it's so empowering. And so that's why I'm encouraging you, instead of seeing it as death by 1,000 cuts, to see it as growth by 1,000 cuts. Because if you can flip that perspective and see that every single little micro setback, instead of it defaulting in your brain to taking away from you, if you can flip that into every single one is making you stronger, then you are like on your way to all of the success that you're looking for in your life. All right, guys. Quick thing. I'm so grateful to all of you that have subscribed to the channel. We actually reached 50 this week, which is such a beautiful thing, and I'm eternally grateful for that. So thank you all so much, and I'll see you in the next one.